Hey, I'm Adam Jusko from ProudMoney.com. Hotels.com out with a new rewards visa, and we're going to take a look at what it offers and who might like it. But first, I'm going to ask you to please subscribe to this YouTube channel if you have not already, and if you have already, I thank you for doing so. So, the travel website Hotels.com just launched a new credit card that piggybacks on their existing rewards program. So we're going to take a look at what exactly it's offering, what more you're going to get if you pick up the credit card, and we'll see who might like it and who's going to say, meh. So first we should talk about how the Hotels.com rewards program works, and then we'll talk about the card. So the base program basically is like a punch card stamp kind of situation where every time you book through Hotels.com, each night is one stamp on your card, or however you want to look at it. And every time you get to 10 stamps, you then earn a free night that you book through Hotels.com. So any hotel or whatever that is on Hotels.com, you would get a free night at it. Now there is a maximum on that free night. The way they figure that out is they take those 10 stamps, those 10 nights that you got, and they add them all together and find out what the average is of them, and whatever that average is the maximum you're going to get out of that free night. So if you had 10 nights and overall you spent $2,200, well then your free night was going to max out at $220, and that includes the room rates, but it doesn't include taxes and fees. And so that's both true on the stamps, and when you are redeeming for that free night, you would have to still pay for the taxes and fees. So the Hotels.com rewards visa builds on that program, and in a way it's pretty simple, although part of my explanation here might sound like it is more complicated than it is. So basically you have this card and you can use it anywhere you want. It is a visa, so anywhere visa is accepted, and for every $500 you spend, you're going to get one of those stamps on your card or in your book, or however you want to look at it. So if it takes 10 stamps to get a free night, every time you spend $500 on the card, you're going to get one of those stamps. So you can have these stamps from actually staying in the hotels, and you can get stamps from the credit card. Every $500 gets you one stamp. Now, if you've been following along so far, you might be wondering what the value is of that stamp that comes from the credit card, because I just told you that the value of the stamps that you get through the regular program is going to be based on the individual nights that you stayed at hotels that you booked through Hotels.com, right? So you might have one hotel stay that was $110. You might have a hotel stay that was $300. They average them all together, and that's how they figure out your free night. So when you get a stamp from the credit card, that maxes out at $110. So if you include that stamp with all the other stamps that you had in order to get that free night, you can think of that as a $110 hotel stay. So if you had 9 stamps and your 10th stamp was from the credit card, well then that 10th stamp will be considered 110, and then it would be added up with all the others and then averaged out to figure out what your free night maximum would be. All right, so hopefully that was understandable, but when you look at that situation, you might not be able to figure out exactly what you're getting in terms of a return on the spend that you put on this card. If you spend $500 and you're getting a stamp that is worth essentially a $110 hotel stay night, but that is just a stamp that is part of, goes in with the other hotel stays or other, stamps that you may have earned through the credit card. What is the actual return you're getting on every $500 or on every dollar that you spend on the card? And the answer as to what your return would be is 2.2%. So if you think about this versus other cards, this would be a card that is giving you 2.2% on everything that you purchase with the card, but that 2.2% could only be used toward future Hotels.com purchases. So in the way that you're getting your free nights in the future, you're getting a 2.2% reward on the purchases from this card. If that is confusing, here is the math. So if $500 gets you $110 in terms of a hotel night, if you spent $5,000 with the card, you would get 10 stamps. Each one of those stamps would be worth $110. That would be $1,110 for all 10 of them. Average that out, that gets you to $110, which means you are earning $110 essentially on a $5,000 spend, and that is 2.2%. And depending on how your math mind works, you could also think of it as being $11 that you earn for every $500 that you spend. So each $500 you spend might be getting you a stamp that is worth a $110 night, but when you figure the fact that that is 1 out of 10 nights, in order to get the free night, that really means that it's worth $11. So a 2.2% reward on everything. If you told me about a cash back card that had a 2.2% reward on everything, I would say that's a really good card. In this case, though, you get 2.2%, but you lose a ton of flexibility because of the fact that you can only use it toward Hotels.com purchases. There's nothing else you can do with your rewards. They come as part of the whole rewards program toward those free nights. And you don't even directly get it like you could use it in any amount. You have to use it along with the other stamps there in order to get 10 stamps and get that free night. So there's sort of a convoluted way to even get to the reward via this credit card. All right, other things to know: a bonus opportunity, a free night worth up to $125 when you spend at least $1,000 with this card in the first 3 months. An okay bonus, but not that great. Other cards out there, you get $150 or $200 on a no annual fee card for less of a spend. So this one is definitely not overly generous as far as that goes. Also, you get a Hotels.com silver membership here, which is going to entitle you to things like, at least at some hotels, free breakfast, free Wi-Fi, free other stuff. So it's one of those things where you can, depending on the hotel you're staying at, get some extras as part of that silver membership. You'll get that for the first 12 months of having the card. Oh, and by the way, when you get a free night through the Hotels.com rewards program, you can stay at a hotel up to that value, but you also could go beyond that value and make up the difference out of your own pocket. So if you had a $125 value for a free night, but you stayed at some place that was $225, you could make up that other $100 on your own. All right, other things to know: no foreign transaction fees on this card, which is pretty nice for a no annual fee card. Many other no annual fee cards are going to charge you an extra 3% if you use them outside of the United States. This one is not going to. The Hotels.com Visa is actually a Visa Platinum from everything I can tell, so there are some extra benefits that come along from it being a platinum card, including some trip cancellation and auto rental insurances. Those are somewhat limited. They definitely don't cover everything, so you want to read the fine print on those. There is cell phone insurance of up to $600 for any particular incident. If your phone is damaged or stolen, they say if it's lost, it's not covered. That doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. Most people would probably just say their phone was stolen. If it was lost, if they wanted to use the insurance, $25 deductible that you do have to pay in order to get up to $600 with that insurance. And then finally, in terms of interest rate, you're looking at anywhere from around 16.49 to 22.49%. If you carry a balance, depending on what your credit history is, will determine where you fall, what actual interest rate they give you. All right, so what do we think of the Hotels.com Rewards Visa? I think it's okay. I mean, it's a decent return. I already said it's a 2.2% return, but you have really no flexibility. So if you were someone already in the Hotels.com program and you were earning those stamps in that rewards program, this would be a way to get there faster, to get to those free nights faster. That 2.2% return, like I said, not bad, but no flexibility. You could only use it within the Hotels.com program. So it's a little bit like golden handcuffs in a way. They're going to get you into that program, and you're not really ever going to see that money sort of directly where you're even getting that 2.2%. You can put it toward a purchase. You got to go through the whole thing where it, is a stamp, and then you get 10 stamps, and then you get your reward. So you have to really be sort of committed to the program, I think, in order to see a lot of value in this card. It feels like a strange time to be launching this card, doesn't it? I don't know if the travel industry has just said, let's forget about COVID. We're going full speed ahead back to traveling, and hopefully everyone will come on board. But to launch a hotels-specific credit card right now seems like sort of a head scratcher, but we'll see how they do. Again, if you are somebody that's already using Hotels.com, maybe you can really see some value here. Any comments, please put them in the comments section below. Otherwise, I thank you for watching, and as always, please go to proudmoney.com, where we do credit card reviews, we talk personal finance, we talk deals, and all sorts of other fun stuff too. Thanks for watching. Bye.